Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about my recovery process. It's been officially 3 weeks since I've had the baby. That's him, by the way. It's been officially 3 weeks. So I thought it's a good time to give a little update since I feel like I'm pretty much healed, even though they say to give yourself 6 weeks. But when I say heal, I mean I'm not in pain, I'm not uncomfortable. I basically feel like I'm back to normal, which is a very good feeling. So I will start with pretty much my weight gain slash my weight loss from pregnancy. Before I was pregnant, I was 125. I've always averaged between 120 to 125. So I was 125 when I got pregnant, and then in my first trimester, I actually ended up losing weight from the morning sickness, throwing up, not being able to keep my food down. I ended up losing weight, and I remember at one point I was 118. So I lost a good amount of weight in my first trimester. At my peak, I was actually at my peak, which was 40 weeks, I was 155. So technically in total I gained 30 pounds, but I don't know if I should count the weight that I gained back, because like I said, at one point I was 118, but I just say I gained 30 pounds just because it's easy. So I gained a total of 30 pounds. The last time I went to the doctors, I was 133. This was after birth. So I was 133, basically lost most of the weight. I'm only 8 pounds over, but I don't feel like I can see the difference. But I don't really care for it. It's no big deal. So, yeah, not, I know, like, I don't know if I should even give this disclaimer, but every woman is different. When you're pregnant, you gain weight in different areas, and it's not just like you give birth and all of that sheds. So for me, I didn't gain weight anywhere but my belly for the most part. Also, because my first trimester was terrible, I didn't really gain my appetite back after that. I was so used to not eating much that, because I was throwing everything up anyways, um, I just, I don't know, I never gained my appetite back. I never had any crazy cravings or, anything that wasn't good for me. And my doctor kept reminding me, every time I visit, that, you're only supposed to eat 300 more calories, not eating for two. You're not supposed to double your calories. You're only supposed to eat 300 more calories. Why does that sound so weird to say? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I'm not a health person or anything. But yeah, so that's just my pregnancy. I wanted to crave something so bad, but everything that I was craving, I used to crave before I was pregnant, like cupcakes, like sweets, ice cream. I loved that even before I was pregnant. So I don't really feel like it counts, but yeah. I had a mix of healthy and unhealthy, cravings slash eating. Like I said, don't know if it's cravings, but because I was pregnant in the summertime, I ate a lot of fruits. I was eating a lot of strawberries, watermelon, blackberries, blueberries. Those were the things that were light, so I wouldn't throw them up. If I went and ate a whole meal, I would end up throwing it up basically right after. So fruits kept, I love fruits. I kept eating it pretty much throughout my whole pregnancy. So yeah, there's that. But onto the recovery part of it. So when I gave birth, they ended up having to cut me instead of me tearing by myself. They ended up just doing it for me and cutting it. When they do that, it's just so that they could easily sew you back up. When you tear, it could tear in all directions, all kinds of ways, and it makes it a little bit harder for them to stitch you up. So if they know you're gonna tear, they're just gonna cut you so that it's a nice, cut, and they could just easily sew you back up. So yeah, the doctor ended up cutting me very soon after I started pushing. I think it's because it was like obvious I wasn't gonna get the baby out. Like, I mean, I should have known that. There was like no way I was gonna get this baby out without being cut. So when I asked the nurse afterwards, though, I asked how many stitches I got. She couldn't even give me an answer. It was kind of like she was hesitant to give me an answer, but she was basically was like, I don't know the exact number, but people usually only use one pack of stitches or less than a pack of stitches. And she said that I went on to a second pack. So I don't know what that means. You know, like, I don't know. It is what it is. So my recovery, that part of my recovery was the worst part. Healing from my stitches and like that tear, because I didn't really have anything to relieve the pain once I got home. When I was in the hospital, they gave me a really high dosage of ibuprofen, so that really numbed it for me. But when I got home, I didn't have that. They gave me, I think, like 400 milligrams when in, wait, is it 400 milligrams? I don't know, but basically I know it didn't work. I had to take two at a time as opposed to just taking one. So yeah, but that whole healing process I basically just had to deal with. And if you watch my 25 facts video, you know that I've never broken a bone, never, you know, injured myself. The stitches that I had was the first time I've ever had stitches, so I don't really know what it's like to heal like that, you know. So it was the first time, and then, like, you know, caring for a baby who was also recovering was hard. Like, when he would cry at night and I would jump up, I would forget that I had stitches, and like from that moment I would be in pain for the next like few hours, and I hated it. Like, but it was nothing I could do because I would jump up out of my sleep, you know. Like, I couldn't really control that, and I wouldn't remember that I was in pain. So there's that. I mean, I was like hurt. I felt like I was hurting myself over and over again every time I did that. So yeah, that was the worst part of my healing process. That, for the first week, it was terrible. The doctor sent me home with this stuff. It's called Dermoplast. For some reason, I feel like I've seen this in drugstores before, but it's just like a pain relieving spray, and it's like a cooling spray, so it kind of gives you another feeling outside of the pain, basically. And they also gave me this thing called Tux. It's witch hazel pads, and it's just for you to use to like wipe yourself and then like line your pad. They're also cooling pads, so like I said, it was just like a way to give you another sensation. I feel like it did relieve the pain very temporarily. Like, when I after I got home from the hospital, I was literally taking a shower like maybe 2 to 3 times a day, because that relieved the pain for me. And then, like, being able to change my pad and like using the spray and using the cooling pad and just doing that helped, like I said, temporarily, but it still helped. So that's what I spent a majority of my time doing. Like, I blew through my pads like it's nobody's business. So that's the only thing that helped. But now in my third week, like I said, I feel like I'm fully recovered. I can tell that it's different. Like, I can still feel the difference. Instead of it just being normal, I can feel that like something's off, you know, but it's just not painful or uncomfortable. So it is what it is. The doctor told me to wait, you know, 6 weeks anyways. That's my next checkup, and then that's when they'll check my scar and all that. So yeah, technically I'm not fully healed until then, but, or I'm supposed to take it easy until then. That's like my recovery process. That's the only thing I had to recover from, and that's one thing I would say it's like great about doing it natural and vaginally. Like, I feel so bad for anyone who has to do, like, get a C-section and then have to go home and recover from that and still take care of your baby. I don't know how that would even be possible. Like, to sit up, to feed your baby and all that is like, I can't even imagine that. So me being able to do it vaginally, I didn't have to really get off any pain meds because I wasn't on any pain meds. So I bounced back from that aspect pretty quickly. It was pretty easy, but Yeah, that's one thing I'm very, very thankful for. I know a lot of people, their recovery process is basically, or at least the moms that I've talked to, it's around like 2 to 3 weeks before they start feeling like themselves again. That's basically my recovery process so far. Like I said, I'm super grateful for how it's been going. Like, I really can't complain, especially now I feel good, so I really can't complain about it. The baby is also fully recovered from like his circumcision, and like the umbilical cord, his belly button is perfect, so we're both doing very well. Just another little disclaimer is that with my weight loss, and I made a video about this before, like, just because someone is skinny doesn't mean they're healthy. Like, I am nowhere near healthy, and I know this. I ended up being really sick after I gave birth. Like 3 days after, I ended up having a really high fever, like for I think a night or two. And then after that, I had a cold. So I'm sure that helped with me dropping weight, because I didn't have an appetite at all, which in turn meant I didn't have energy, and that also played into why my first week was so bad, because I just wasn't feeling good. But yeah, it by no means like means that I'm healthy or anything like that, because I'm not. That's my goal in 2019, is to be a little bit healthier, to, take care of myself a little bit more, eat better, exercise and all that, because being skinny is like not it. It's like being skinny and healthy is one thing, but being skinny just because genes and like your genetics, it's another thing, because you could get away with being very unhealthy, and that's me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very unhealthy, and I know this, and I have to get better. I have to do better. Like I said, I will do better. That is the plan. But I know everyone is different. Like, I know a lot of moms, and everyone's recovery process is different. Their bounce back body is different, and a lot of it is really just your genes. It's like how your body is built, and like I said, where you gained the weight when you were pregnant. If you gained it like in your arms and your legs and like all over your body, it's not going to be as fast for you to drop it when you give birth, because you're just getting rid of this area. Like for me, that was really where most of my weight went. So once I gave birth, it was easier for me to look like I was back to, my body before I was pregnant. But don't be so hard on yourself, because it's like, just make sure that you're healthy. Just focus on being healthy. Focus on your mental and your emotional, because you literally go through it when you give birth. You just need to focus on what really matters, and your body isn't what really matters, because it's not what you can control. You have to let your body go through that process by itself. It's not really much you can do. Like with the skin tightening and stuff, it's nothing you can do with that. Like, once you give birth, you're not gonna like your body. I initially gave birth like within the next like few hours. The first day, I think even up to the second day, I still looked like I was 3 to 5 months pregnant. And this was like me being 3 to 5 months pregnant. I was always a little small, so I was like, I still look like I'm pregnant. The only difference is it doesn't feel hard. It's like flabby. And yeah, I'm pretty sure my sister told me that, but it's a little more real when you're looking at your body, and it looks like you're pregnant and you have nothing in there. So it takes time, for all of that to just go away, and for you to go back to your normal size and your normal body. So don't be so hard on yourself. Definitely don't use me as a guide. This is just my experience and my body. So yeah, I did order a waist trainer though. I'm waiting for the waist trainer to come in. I wonder if it'll help me with my, tightening, because my body, like, I'm gonna show you guys um, a few clips of my body after pregnancy, but this is like how it looks now. You see, I still have the dark line going through, but do you see this, the color, the like discoloration? This is my actual skin color, and then this is my belly. And I think it's just because of the extra skin, but you can see it's like extra skin still, you know, waiting to tighten up, but it's okay. Still, it's pretty flat, but it's just not tight, which is okay. It's only been 3 weeks. I would love to have my body back, but I'm just not in a rush because I know that it's nothing that I can do. I can't do anything to tighten the skin up, you know, like at least nothing that will make that happen like tomorrow. So I'm just like being patient with myself because like I said, that's not what matters to me right now. But yeah, I hope this little update, you know, entertain you guys because I don't know how much it helped. Like I said, everything is different. You go in to labor thinking that it's going to be one thing, and then you leave out, you know, being all cut up and then stitched up and everything. So just let it be. Just remember that you're bringing life into this world, and that's what matters. You know, you already gave your body up for 10 months to someone else. You know, you let them fully control it, fully change it, and afterwards it's kind of still the same. It's not really your body yet, and that's okay too. Like I said, in 2019 I want to be healthier, I want to look good, I want to feel good. I feel like that's very important, especially when your happiness and your sanity affects your baby so much. So that's what I want to do. Hopefully I do. I feel like that's everyone's New Year's resolution, but yeah, that's gonna be my goal: to eat healthier, to be healthier, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I seriously never have a proper outro to any of my vlogs, and it's always because something happens. Today my camera died, so yeah, I'm recording on my phone, just letting you guys know that that's basically it to my recovery update. If you have any questions, leave it below. If you have any tips or like suggestions or anything to speed up the recovery to make me feel better or anything like that, also leave that below. I mean, I would love to, you know some tips if I need some. What? I don't know what I just said. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. YouTube has been so much fun for me lately, just being able to talk to you guys about things that we can relate to or just things that you're interested in. I've been asking you guys like what you want to see on my Instagram, and that's really how I have an idea of what to film on YouTube. So it's been really nice to kind of take a break from like other social media platforms and just be on YouTube. So yeah, definitely subscribe. There will be more content coming. If you have any ideas or video suggestions, either leave them below or follow me on Instagram. All of my information will be down below in the description. But other than that, I think I'm pretty much gonna wrap this up, and I will see you guys in another video.